Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of This Week on iRacing, the series where I produce a video every week where I look through all the exciting races or series that are coming up on iRacing and try and give you all the information that I can about them. Now I've got 4 series that I'm going to cover today, technically a few more, but you'll see what I mean when we go through them. But yeah, first up on the list is the GT Sprint and the GT3 Fixed and the Endurance. So now you already get what I mean. It kind of covers more than 4 series, but yeah, anyways, I digress. So let's talk about the GT Sprint, shall we? We're at Sebring for the GT Sprint, GT3 and GT Endurance series this week. So if you like Sebring and you like GT3 cars, this is going to be the place for you. You have 3 series to pick from. And yeah, I think it's going to be a decent week. High turnout. Lots of people are going to be doing this, I believe. Sebring is a very, very popular track. Many people like it. It's always popular when it's IMSA, so I think GT Sprint is going to be the same, to be honest with you. And when you see what other series are popular this week as well, you'll see why this is going to be more popular this week than most, I think, because I don't think it's a fantastic week, if I'm being brutally honest with you. But there are some gems out there. But yeah. GT Sprint is at Sebring. The GT Endurance and the GT3 Fix also, they have no rain, so it's going to be very, very dry. No chance of rain in either of the 3 series that head to Sebring this week, so you don't need to worry about the rain. And track temperatures as well will be relatively low, so mid to low 20s, so you don't really need to worry about the track temperature or tyre wear in this one. In terms of what car's going to be particularly strong, I'm not sure. GT3s these days, it's normally a mix between the McLaren being really, really strong, and then all of a sudden you'll get like the Lambo or the Audi being quick as well. So we'll have to see on this one. I'm not particularly sure, but either way, should be a lot of fun, and yeah, I do expect it to be busy this week. Talking of this week, next up, we have the IMSA series. So we've got the IMSA Open, the IMSA Fixed, and the IMSA Endurance series, so the 2.4-hour endurance. At the weekend, they are heading to Road America. Road America. Track temp, expect mid to low 30 degrees, so it's a little bit warmer. I always find whenever I head to this track, the track temperature always seems to be quite high. It doesn't really ever seem to be in the 20 degrees in when I've raced around here. Anyways, right. Now, listen, I know I take the mick out of Road America a lot, but in this series, you know, it's my job to be as informative as possible and have an open mind. So if you like Road America, you'll enjoy this week. It's IMSA. Everybody loves IMSA. But if you like myself and just hate this place, get so bored of it, honestly, too many 90-degree hand corners, so frustrating for me personally. But regardless of that, like I said, if you enjoy IMSA and you enjoy Road America, you'll enjoy this week very, very much. But like I said, low to mid 30 degrees. There's no chance of rain in any of the series. So IMSA Open, IMSA Fix, and the IMSA Endurance. There's no chance of rain at all. And yeah, not really too much to say about this, to be honest with you. Yeah, I don't think it's going to get dark in any of these races because of the time of day that they start. It's going to be a bit chaotic. I find multi-class racing here always is. GT3s do seem to get battered quite a bit, and GTPs do tend to make a lot of mistakes, especially in the last sector trying to overtake cars. And yeah, not much to say really, because I'm not a massive fan here, but regardless, hopefully that gives you the information that you need for this week. There's not much to cover really when there's no rain, and yeah, it's just a track that we go to very, very often, so kind of fully know what to expect from this already. So yeah, if you like Road America, if you like IMSA, this will be the place to be. Third on my list then is the Falcon Sports Car Challenge, and we head to Sebring once more. So 2 popular series are actually at this track this week, and I've raced Sebring before, but in an LMP3, it's quite a lot of fun. I've got to say. I've done this series before. I think it was there last season, and I didn't expect it to be that fun, but it genuinely was really, really fun. So, you know, for people that don't watch my streams or watch much of this channel, you won't know that I'm actually a big fan of the LMP3. It's a lot of fun. And, I fully expect when IMSA comes here, that would be the kind of go-to series for me. That would be where I'd go. But honestly, if IMSA was here and Sports Car Challenge, I find it very, very difficult to do IMSA instead of this series here, because it's actually, like I said, it's a lot of fun. In GT4s, it could be a little bit scary. I don't really know. My experience with GT4s is not great. It's not massive, my knowledge on it, so I don't really touch GT4s very often. But in LMP3, this track is actually a lot of fun. It's extremely bouncy. Your back is going to get absolutely battered. Well, virtually anyways. But I would say that your arms and shoulders are going to get a real workout here in the LMP3. If you think it's bumpy in IMSA, like LMP2s, GTPs, GT3s, whatever, LMP3s take the absolute mick with that. It is incredibly bouncy. So, it's going to be quite something indeed. It's a lot of fun. No pit stops required in this series at all, which I think makes it quite unique in itself, I suppose, the fact it's multi-class and there's no pit stops required. Track temp, you're looking at, again, low to mid 20 degrees. No rain expected in this series at all, which is a bit of a shame. I think it would have been cool to maybe have like rain like 30-40% for the series this week. I think it would have mixed up things quite nicely. But again, I expect popularity for this series to be quite high. Sebring always is quite popular regardless of the series that goes there. As long as it's Sebring, it normally brings in the numbers. But yeah, if you're looking for a fun series this week where the races aren't too long, but they have a decent length to them, this will be the series for you. I'm going to be hanging out here quite a bit, so hopefully I'll see you there. Now, the fourth series, or set of series I should say, I'd like to cover for this week's episode on This Week on iRacing is the Super Formula Lights. And they go to Imola this week. And actually, there is a chance of rain. Well, there is a chance of rain in the Open series anyways. The fixed has no chance of rain whatsoever. Now, when I think of Imola, I always do think of like open Formula cars, F1 especially. So I think this will be a pretty good week for Super Formula Lights here. I think this track will suit them quite nicely. It'll be quite interesting as well with that 55% chance of rain in Open as well. So do keep an eye out for that. And of course, do keep an eye out for the final chicane as well. It is a nightmare for off tracks, and it will be a nightmare for Sens, and it'll be a nightmare for Defs as well. So do make sure that you are careful and take your time when going through there. Races can easily be ruined by going through that final chicane a little bit too quickly. But yeah, like I said, low to mid 20 degrees, so you don't really need to worry about the track temperature or tyre wear. I don't think you ever really do in the Super Formula Lights, if I'm being honest, but the information is there if you need it. But yeah, I'm not really like an open Formula guy, but I think I might do a few races here this week. I don't even particularly like Imola that much because of the chicane, but I do really enjoy these cars. I'm not particularly quick at them, but I do enjoy racing these things around. So I think this will be another popular series indeed. And yeah, that'll pretty much cover it for this week's episode of This Week on iRacing. It's not the best week, if I'm being honest, personally. For me, a lot of the week depends on where IMSA's going. And the fact that IMSA is going to Road America kind of puts it down for me. It doesn't feel like a particularly good week, especially the fact that there's no rain on it either to mix things up. But some people will like the fact that it's dry and it is Road America. So, yeah. But apart from that, I couldn't really find anything else that really tickled my pickle. I don't think there was anything particularly great at the Ringmeister series. I think that had the next-gen NASCAR cars there. So that might be some people's cup of tea, but not particularly for me. And yeah, any other series as well. Nothing really that spoke to me, you know. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this week's episode of This Week on iRacing, of course. And if you did, you know what to do, boys and girls. Hit the old like button, please. Subscribe on the way out. And I'll catch you for next week's episode. Take care. Ta-da.